Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another sports stuff video. Today, we are talking about, that's right, the conference championship round of the NFL playoffs. So if you guys do enjoy, please like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into the video. So, we are officially down the conference championship week. That's crazy, man. The entirety of the NFL season has happened. There are just 3 more games left. 2 of them happening today, and 1 more in 2 weeks. It's crazy to think about, man. I mean, this entire NFL season has been so much fun. So many moments have happened, and it all comes down to this, where we have the New England Patriots versus the Denver Broncos, and on the other side of the NFL, the Rams versus the Seahawks. So let's talk about the AFC first, because I think, no, let's go with NFC. I'm going to go with NFC first. The AFC has more to talk about because of the situation with Bo Nix and Jarrett Stidham having to play for them. The Rams and the Seahawks are completely healthy. Let's talk about them a little bit more. So, I'm not, I wish the Bears would have made it because it would have been a lot more fun. In my opinion, this is a very even game that could go either way, right? Obviously, the Rams have been here before. McVay, Stafford have already won a Super Bowl together. This offensive line is really good. Kyren Williams is great. Puka Nacua and Davante Adams are amazing. Matt Stafford is MVP, in my opinion. And defensively, they've played very well in the last 6 games. But then you're going out against the Seahawks, who have, in my opinion, one of the best defenses in the NFL, with Sam Darnold playing some of the best ball of his career, one of the best rushing games in the offense, and Jackson Smith and Jigba with a great offensive line. This is a very, very even team. What it's going to come down to, in my opinion, is the consistency at quarterback versus the consistency at defense. So, when I say that, we know what Matt Stafford's going to be. We know he's going to be the MVP candidate, very good touchdown interception ratio, knows when to throw the ball away, makes good throws, makes good plays when he needs to. We'll just take the check downs, but we'll also go for the deep ball to Davante Adams across the sideline. And Kyren Williams is going to rush it in from the 10-yard line. Versus the Seahawks defense, where you got one of the best secondaries in football, one of the best run-stopping defensive lines in football, and really good linebacker play. That's going to be a fun matchup. The matchup that's going to matter, in my opinion, though, is going to be the Seahawks versus the Seahawks offense versus the Rams defense. I think we can agree the Rams are going to get theirs on offense and the Seahawks are going to get theirs on defense. The question is when the Rams' high-powered offense is off the field, and they're fine defense, right? Jared Verse, Braden Fisk, Byron Young, that's a good defensive line. But everyone else in the defense, outside of Quentin Lake maybe, is replaceable. Then the Seahawks offense is one of the best offensive lines in football, one of the best wide receivers. Then you have Cooper Kupp. AJ Barner's come on really good this year, with no Zach Charbonnet, but still Kenneth Walker, one of the most explosive running backs in football, and Sam Darnold, who's doing a really good job protecting the ball recently. Versus, again, a good defensive line, but okay back 7. I do think that Chris Shula not getting any of these jobs is good for them, because Chris Shula's done a great job coaching this defense. It's very hard for me to pick which team I think is going to win. I think this is going to come down to who has the ball last, and I think whatever team is down, it's going to win by a touchdown. So it's not going to be a field goal wins this game. It is going to be, hey, we're down 4. We need to score a touchdown. And the team that I'm going to pick has a consistent rushing offense and healthy, the MVP at quarterback, the offensive player of the year at wide receiver, a dominant offensive line that when they're on offense can dominate the time of possession. I'm gonna go with the Los Angeles Rams beating the Seattle Seahawks. I think this is a very fun story for the Seahawks. I wish them all the best. I really do. I think this is just a year for the Rams that everything's clicked perfectly for them. Matt Stafford, his final year more than likely, is the MVP favorite. Over 40 touchdowns. Kyren Williams did his thing at running back. It's been consistent all year. Yeah, Davante Adams in his 5th NFC Championship game, I think finally gets over the hump and gets to the Super Bowl. Puka Nacua is going to be probably over 100 yards this game, because as much as I think the Seahawks defense is going to be able to do what they do, I do think this defensive line for the Rams will be able to control Kenneth Walker enough to where the game is put on Sam Darnold's shoulders, and I don't think you can trust Sam Darnold in this big of a moment. Do I think he's a bad quarterback? No. I think he's definitely playing above expectation this entire season, which is good. That's not a bad thing, but I do have a feeling that this is where the Seattle Seahawks magical run ends. They are very good. Mike Macdonald is one of the best defensive minds in football. It's going to be a tough game for the Rams to win. But that's why I've been saying I think there is going to be a mistake by Matt Stafford and throw an interception. The Seahawks will go up by 4 points, but then Matt Stafford will have his moment of going back to the Super Bowl. So, Seahawks, you've had a fantastic season. Clint Kubiak will probably be a head coach next year. You have a new OC, but you'll still have Mike Macdonald. You'll still have Aiden Durd. You'll still have this entire roster, basically, all culminated in a 14-3 season. But if I'm picking a team to win the Super Bowl, to go to the Super Bowl, sorry. I'm going to be picking the Los Angeles Rams. I do think that Matt Stafford, this is his year to win MVP and to get over that hump and win a second Super Bowl and really get into that, like, top 5, top 10 quarterbacks of all time. I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Rams. Now for the AFC side of the ball, yes, you think I would immediately pick the Patriots, but let's talk about it for a second, right? Let's talk about it. The Patriots defense, is it one of the best in the NFL? No. It's fine. You know, it's fine. It's not bad. It's not good. It's a fine defense versus Vance Joseph's defense, which is quite literally, I believe, number 1 or number 2 ranked in the NFL. Number 1 in sacks. I think they were top 8 in turnovers, like forced fumbles and interceptions. I believe they were top 8. One of the best pass rushers in football. Really good run defense as well. This is a defense to be scared of. And Drake May, I don't think has faced a defense this good, frankly, in the playoffs. We know what this Broncos defense is going to be. The issue is this Broncos offense with Bo Nix was already up and down, was already hit or miss. And now you're throwing Jarrett Stidham in there. This offense is going to have to get carried to a Super Bowl if they're going to go to the Super Bowl. I will say that the Patriots defense, of all the options that they could have had, is the one I think this Jarrett Stidham-led offense would rather have versus the Bills, right? Versus the Bills, whether it was the Chargers, the Texans, like, there was multiple other defenses that they could have gone against that they would rather, you know what? We would rather it be Jarrett Stidham versus the Patriots defense, because we can be honest, it's not as good as some of the other defenses in the AFC that made the Super Bowl. Sorry, that made the championship run. Gee, I can't talk right now. However, Drake May and this offense, I think, is going to be enough to overpower the Broncos. I think this will be a 14-point win for the Patriots. I just don't believe in Jarrett Stidham, right? He's had his chance. He with the Patriots, with the Raiders. There's a reason he's a backup. This is his second year in Denver as a backup. There's a reason. I don't believe Sean Payton when he says we have a number 2 that could be a number 1 in the NFL. No, if you had a number 2 that was a number 1, you already had him last year. You wouldn't have drafted Bo Nix. You would have just gone with Jarrett Stidham if you thought he was a quarterback number 1. The Patriots have a quarterback number 1. They have the runner-up to MVP at number 1, right? You have Matt Stafford in the NFC who's going to win the MVP. Then you have Drake May, who is going to be the runner-up. I fully believe that this is going to be a 14-point win. Run game is going to be very important for the Patriots. You're going to see Travion Henderson and Ramondre Stevenson both get over 60 yards, both get a touchdown. I think you'll probably get like a 200-ish yards from Drake May, but this is not going to be a pass-heavy offense today. It is going to be a run-heavy offense that churns out yards. And Jarrett Stidham is going to set up the Patriots in mediocre field advantage, right? You know, they'll kick it off. Jarrett Stidham will go 3 and out or get like 10 yards of offense. They'll turn it over, get the ball at midfield, and they'll score. Then they'll score again, and from there it's barbecue chicken, right? There's no chance of the Broncos getting out of the hole that they dug themselves in the first half. I just don't see this game going well for the Broncos. I'm gonna go with the Patriots, meaning we're going to see a rematch of the 2018 Super Bowl of Patriots versus Rams. However, this time with completely different rosters, damn near, right? Damn near entirely different rosters. We're going to have, really, I don't think there's any Patriot that's still on that team from 2018. It's been 7 years, 8 years. I don't think there's a single Patriot still on that team. I'm trying to think. Because Dietrich Wise isn't on the team anymore. He left in the offseason. I don't think there's a single guy on either roster. Maybe Rob Havenstein. Maybe their right tackle, the backup right tackle for the Rams, is still on. It was on that 2018 roster. But nonetheless, none of the important guys from that rematch are there. We're gonna have a Rams versus Patriots Super Bowl. I fully believe this is what we're gonna see. That would mean that the Patriots would be in like 13 or 14 Super Bowls in 25 years since the year 2000. And if they won, it'd be their 7th ring in 25 years. And the Rams, you know, with Matt Stafford and McVay, you know, iron strikes twice. And people are going to be like, whoa, That's crazy how, it doesn't matter who is on defense, who is throwing the ball to, they're just going to churn out wins. This would be a very fun Super Bowl. I do think this is the most likely. Now, let's talk about the adverse of it, right? The Seahawks, I think, can win this game, right? It's all going to come down, can Sam Darnold play a turnover-free game, and can the run game get their yards against Byron Young, Braden Fisk, and Jared Verse? Can Puka Nacua and Jack Smith-Njigba go band for band and both lead their team to the promised land of getting to the Super Bowl? I think it can happen. And this defense, the Seahawks defense, cannot be overlooked. Again, it's one of the best in football. And the Rams offense versus that defense is going to be the matchup everyone's looking for. I think everyone can agree that the Rams defense versus Seahawks offense is pretty mediocre against each other. They can cancel each other out. But the Rams offense and Seahawks defense, when those two units are going at it, that's going to be the talk of the game is, oh my gosh, that's crazy how this happened. Oh my gosh, it's crazy how this happened. And adverse, the Patriots and Broncos, when that Patriots offense is going against that Broncos defense, it'll be the exact same story. It's, can Drake May play a turnover-free game against one of the best defenses in football? Those are the two storylines. Is one offense versus one defense, and then when it's flip-flops, it'll be, okay, whatever. Maybe this drive, one will get a win. The other drive, the next will get a win. It's not going to be a stalemate. One of them are going to win. The other, but when it's offense versus defense of Patriots, Broncos, or Rams, Seahawks, that's where the storylines are going to come from. So this is how I think it's going to end up happening. I do think the Rams are going to beat the Seahawks. And I think it's going to be a 4-point game going into the last drive of the game, and the Rams with Matt Stafford will march down the field and win by a touchdown, maybe even to Devontae Adams. I don't know. But I think they're going to win by 3 because they had to go down and score a touchdown. And for the Patriots, Broncos, I'm expecting a 14-point game where the Broncos in the first half, they don't turn the ball over, but I think there'll be multiple 3-and-outs that set the Patriots up in really good field position, and they'll take advantage of that, go up 14 in the first half, and then the Broncos defense will hold them the entire second half, but their offense just puts them in, it just keeps, either turning the ball over, keeps going 3-and-out. I think 14 points swing in the Patriots game makes a lot of sense. So again, that'll then be a Rams-Patriots rematch. Would be a lot of fun. That'd be interesting. Again, complete different teams. I do believe there's only one guy on either roster still there. So yeah, that's going to be what I expect for the conference championship round. If you guys enjoy, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me in the comments down below what you think is going to happen. And I'll see you guys later. Peace and bye.